Greetings, beautiful souls. September 9 marks an opening of the 999 portal. Now, we are used to hear this saying of the number and the portal. And we get excited because that means there is some special of the unique energy for us to utilize for our personal growth, right? So we want to understand fully what does it mean. Now this energy usually opens a little bit before to designed or assigned day, so it starts affecting us before that. So let's start with the 999. Number 9 is the highest number in the single digits, and the meaning of the number 9 means ending. Something is ending, and if something ends, a new must starts and the begin, because we live in this infinite time loops of these energies, and nothing is ever destroyed. Everything is just transformed from the one way to the other. So when there's a pointer that something is ending, then naturally something has to begin. But we want to understand it a little bit more. So the September 9, we have the September that stands for the number 9, right, in our 12 months counting. So we have a 9, September 9, whichever way you use it, a 9 of September 9, we have a two numbers 9 and 9. And the year 2025, if you add the digits together, 2 plus 2 plus 5 gives you the number 9. So here you have a 9 digits. So it is very powerful because when there's anything in the repetition of the 3, there's a connection between the past, present, and the future. That means that in the present time, you can look at your past, whenever it is, in this lifetime or the past lifetime, if you remember them, and you can change what is not working for you. Naturally, you should take what works for you, what you have learned, your knowledge and the wisdom that serves you in the highest positive way, and through the present time, you project it into the future. Which means that on the days like this, you can completely look at your life patterns and you can understand them, you can become aware of them, and that way you can change them. So 2025, the year 2025, it's unique in its own way because it vibrates with the number 9 frequency, which is the highest out there. Once you start getting to the 2 digits like 10, 11, 12, of course there's a unique meaning for them as well. But Pleiadians taught me just to look at the single digits and simplify all number into single digits and orient ourselves around the meaning of the single digit. So past 9 years I follow this vibration of the frequency of each year, and in a way I ride a wave, and I suggested to my students, my clients, my friends, my family, to everybody to do this with me, and we will change our life. And when I look back of these 9 years, they have been incredible in a growth, in a pain, in the evolution. So everything as it has been suggested or given to me by this channeling of this Pleiadians being have really worked out in the most beautiful way, because I have embraced that teaching and I have applied that teaching. And now when we come to the number 9, we can close this whole capture of the whole 9 years. And this is what I like to share with you, that you will look at your life, and it doesn't matter that you may not be conscious through all these years, or you had no idea that each year has a particular frequency. But now you come to it and you says, okay, I have several months yet to finish my patterns, my dysfunctional life patterns, or everything that is not working for me, and I can close it so I can open completely new life patterns for the next 9 years, because this segment goes in naturally 9 years, which is considerably a long time if you looking, at it ahead. So in the 2025, you can see that it is a quite challenging year. It is not just the easy and smooth sailing for everybody. There are great things and there are challenging things. There's a lot of that, again, that feeling of insecurity and fears of what the future will bring. And if we're gonna take aside everything what is happening within the world, in any year number 9, if we're gonna start looking at it, that's how people felt. Because that is our personal options to really look again within and find all the roots of the problems that are not working for us anymore or that we do not want to carry in our future life. Now, here is something interesting. Obviously, we are very, very close to September 9 when I'm making this video. But that is just the beginning. So in the September, there are another 2 days that vibrate in the same energy. So it's like that hidden energy behind. So September 9, 999, it's obvious, right? Like, oh my God, there it is, the portal. You need to know what to do through the portal, and we're gonna go into detail of it yet. But another date is on the September 18. So number 18, if we simplify into the single digit, you have a number 9. So again, you have a September 18, so you have a 9, 2025 goes into the 9. So there's a second time 999 portal. And the third one goes on the September 27. So 2 plus 7 equals 9. So again, you have this 999 portal. Now, it repeats 3 times, right? So everything that repeats 3 times has its own magic. Now, as you heard me to say many times before, there's nothing as a magic. There's a perfect explanation to everything. We do want to have that faith within us, right? That push us toward the passion within us to discover the meaning of it. But we should start exploring and be curious about what is the formula of this. So repetition of the 3 times means that you are serious about what you want. That's when the universe really hears you. That's where everybody really hears you. And it says, okay, I'm gonna help you with this. So imagine that on that September 9, or now it's sort of like it's this opening of this energy. And there's a full moon going on, right? The blood full moon. So the energy itself is very intense. And so you may go to all the memories of your past or somebody in your family, on your close circle, at work, will trigger you with something that is absolutely unpleasant, something that you don't want to deal with, something that you says, okay, I don't want to do this over and over and over again because it really makes me angry inside. And even if you are not an angry person, it makes you feel bad. It makes you feel, maybe you shuffle your anger inside there and makes you feel, fearful or ashamed or worried, or you just lose it and you blow up. It is actually a very great thing because that is something that you says, okay, I don't want to be that kind of the person. I don't want to react to all these triggers in this way. So there must be something within me, within you, that it originates from. So there's an origin. Nothing, to happen just today. There's something that may happen to you 5 years ago, 10 years ago, in your childhood, possibly in your past lives. But the first, always just look at this life and to identify what it is that you don't want to repeat anymore, or what kind of the life pattern is not working for you anymore. What is it that makes you feel angry and uncomfortable? What is it that wake you in the middle of the night and you just cannot sleep? All that. And you may not have an answer right away, and that's why there's this beautiful stretch of the energy. Because by the 18th of September, we're bringing in more in the present time, into physicality. So again, by the 9th of the September, you are going to start, experiencing this. Well, I'm not happy about this, and that. And, it may be his fault and she's fault and their fault. And literally, there's just something inside of you that just make you unhappy, that you are not willing to stand up for yourself, to speak up for yourself. Maybe to speak up for you makes you feel very uncomfortable. And you feel that people are unfair to you. And then when you actually speak up, you speak with a raised voice because you are afraid to speak up for yourself. And you feel like nobody hears you. And maybe it is something within yourself that you don't hear yourself. You don't honor yourself. You don't follow what it is, the passion within your heart, because you always have to do everything for everybody around you. So that itself can be the pattern that you're going to look inside and says, okay, do I always have to please everybody around me? Or is it okay to sit there and do something for myself without completely pleasing everybody around until I'm exhausted from it? And then you say, okay, well, it came from somewhere, right? So we identified, and from that time of the 9 to the 18, you will have this beautiful window of opportunity when you ask why. Why do I behave this way? Why do I have this life pattern? Because what you want to do, you want to become aware and you want to start understanding it. And there's power in this self-understanding or the self-discovery. Of course, you can go to the reader and they can read you or tell you, okay, I think it's as good as this and this and that. And you says like, yeah, okay. Or it may not resonate with you so much on. But there's that point when you ask your own energy, when you ask yourself why. Why? Why? I used to have a why journal. You ask why it is this way. And there may be quiet, there may be nothing. You may feel more irritated and angry for a little time. And then suddenly you may have a dream, you may have a memory, you may have a flash in the front of you of the situation of where did you give up your power? Where did you give your power to somebody else? That's what it is. All are, let's call it the dysfunctional life patterns or the issues that we have, is something that we were in some kind of the situation. Our body went into the shock and we allow that energy of the situation, usually of the person, enter our body. And we were not even conscious about it. It was just this like, okay, I'm in the shock, I gave her my power, the energy came in. It's an energy exchange. And that energy will live in you, through you, with you, and will support this new dysfunctional life pattern. And yes, you can argue here with me. I did not agree to it and I were not conscious about it. It happens. It's just the nature of life and our way of learning and growing and evolving. So as dysfunctional it may sound or unhappy it may sound, it's actually also helpful for us to grow from, to be aware of, and says, oh, I don't want to have this life pattern. I don't want to have this. I don't want to carry this energy. I'm done with it. And you're supposed to come to that energy around that 18th of September, plus and minus. It doesn't necessarily have to be right on mark, because it is the whole big energy sphere that, started already by the end of the August and naturally will carry energetically to a little bit after the September. It's just the nature of the energy. It's like this bubble that we get into. And then we move to that 27th of the September to starting a new life pattern, right? So the first we are ending them, and this is what the September is about, to honoring ourselves and really ride that wave to the end and really clean everything. Because once you, let's say that around the 18th of September will realize that, okay, this is what it is. You get it out, right? You will exchange it for this new energy that you will set in. But there are scars. There's a healing that needs to happen. that we need to honor to ourselves, because you live with this pattern maybe since you are born. Maybe you pick it up on the journey. Maybe something happened to you in the childhood or the later on that set this energy in the pattern. So you carried with you for a long time. You extracted it by honoring it and yourself. You're not going to extract it by creating some kind of the ritual and smudging yourself from the head to the toe and exercising the evil out of you. You're going to look at it and it says, okay, it's the part of me I don't need anymore. I will honor it. I will understand it. I will understand its purpose. And I'm going to let it go. And I give it the choices. Go to God, go to the light, or return back where you came from. Because that energy has its own purpose. And we are not that omnipotent to be necessarily sending it to the place where we would like it to be. How do we really know? So give it a choice. Same like you have a choice. You have a choice to take it out and says, okay, I honor you. I love you. I know it sounds really weird, but I love you. And well, we had a good and bad days together. Maybe more bad than good. But I'm ready to let you go because I don't need you anymore. I don't want to behave like that anymore. I don't want to think like that anymore. Because the way how you behave and talk in that part of the life pattern was the food for this energy. You fed it. Nobody else did. You fed it up there. I fed it. We all did. It's all the same for all of us. So we're going to put it up there. We're going to honor it and we're going to let it go. And there's definitely your soul family. There are other very benevolent energy forces around us who will manage or direct that energy to the most appropriate place for it. And that's what it is. And then the healing comes. So you want to start, thinking about it, what you are passionate about, what is it that you want to do. Usually when I exchange the life pattern, I'm going to look opposite of it. If I have a life pattern of the worries, I want to change it into trust. And so on. So I like to very much look always at the opposite sides, because if I can be a queen warrior, not the warrior, then I'm going to become the queen warrior, like cool one, that trusts herself and everything around the life. The one who does not worry anymore over everything, because a warrior, whenever you are queen or not, when you are worried, it's not going to go well for you and all the people behind you that you are leading into somewhere. If you trust in yourself, in your decisions, in the guidance, you literally become very powerful itself. But the power within you is the most important energy within this universe. That's love. You start healing yourself with the power of love and the self-love. That's what it is. You love who you were, and you will love who you are going to become. There is no way to heal if you're gonna hate your life until now, or what people have done to you, or the misfortune that has happened to you, or anything, because past is solidified. But you come to this moment of awareness. You are aware of some energy within you that's creating this very chaotic, dysfunctional, or sad, horrible life pattern, which become aware of it, and your consciousness, that beautiful soul mind consciousness within you, will naturally say, oh sweetie, you don't need that, do you? And you might say, I don't understand, I do. And then suddenly you go like, I don't need it anymore. It does not support me in the most positive way. It doesn't help me to reach my goals. It literally sabotages me and is a part of me. So it means that I am sabotaging myself. So blaming anybody around us, it's not going to work. So honoring ourselves and applying the self-love. Self-love means that You may have, through this time, the moment when you feel angry, when you yell, and you says, okay, do I want to be like that? And what is it going to take to love myself and to honor myself? How do I find my voice to speak up for myself, that I am heard, that people hear me and they respect me and help me on this journey? So naturally, we'll go inside of ourselves, we will respect ourselves, and we try to find that voice that speaks the truth, the voice that will be heard. And we may practice it a few times, and once we start saying it from that level of the heart, we will be heard. Now, here's a play of the English words, especially for me, because the English is my second language. You will be heard with your ears, or with somebody else's ears, and you have to let all your hurt inside of your heart, because that hurt that you may have felt, it's old. It's maybe decades years old. It may be your whole lifetime old. It may be the ancient past lifetime old. And it's easy to be hurt than to let go the hurt inside of your heart. And that is the mastery, and that is the support of this 999 portal. When it brings the pain, and when you become the king and the queen of your own house, of your own temple that you own, that is your body, and then you says, okay, I allow myself to let it go. And then you will be a little bit in that time is, how do I live without the feeling hurt all the time? Now I'm hurt, people hear me, but how do I live without not feeling that energy, because it became the second nature? And that is when you say, okay, what is the love? So when you are hurt, the love itself is like this energy that is just sitting there in the golden box, right? And by recognizing it, that you are not giving yourself that self-love, something magical happen in this 9 pattern. It will help you to open the lid. And the inside you find this beautiful treasure that's called love. Now for our gals, that treasure can literally feel like, okay, I'll take it, and I have a little necklace that I can wear. For the boys, it may be a little symbol or something that, you just have. But here is this thing, somebody can give you this. And there's this beautiful symbol of love, that's saying love, that you can wear. But it is you who needs to take it out of this box, and who has to keep that lid open, and who has to wear it, to manifest it every day in your life. See, the love as the highest energy is something that only I can take for myself, only you can take to yourself. I can speak about it for the hours, but it is you who says, okay, I honor myself and I love myself. What are important priorities on my list that I do for myself despite what everybody else wants? Where do I put myself first? Where do I fill myself cup with a good karma every day until it overflows and I can share it with others? So that is the energy of the 999 portal. It's a beautiful energy that literally comes around once in 9 years, because it's gonna take a while until we have again a year number 9. It's gonna take us, beginning from the next year, 9 years until we get into this energy. So whenever you started with me by that year 1, and you follow this journey with me, because several of you do, and I'm so grateful for it. Whenever you just found about it, again, we all have our golden blocks, our treasure our personal holy grail. So while you're letting go of your hurt in your heart, it will open this beautiful lid and will reveal you the most powerful energy within this universe. Because when you love yourself and you love everything within you and about your life, despite what happened to you, it is going to leave you. It is kindly says, okay, I'm in the energy number 9. It's my due for the energy exchange. See, all this energy follow the rules, same as we do. So this energy says, okay, am I going to stay in this vessel for the next 9 years, or am I done? I would vote for to be done. And that is the beautiful opportunity you have right now. So I wish you well on your journey. I wish you that you will all find these life patterns that the lid opens for you, and you find the self-love, and you says, okay, I love myself. What am I gonna exchange it for? And again, try to find the opposite. If you worry, you need a trust. If you feel shame and the guilt, you are looking for the acceptance. If you're going through the extreme poverty or the poverty, look for the wealth and the abundance. If you are having a healthy issue, naturally look for health. If you are looking for love, let go of that, look for the soulmate. And there may be several patterns that you find. We are not confined only to one exchange. This is literally your time to go into the vessel and really do the huge cleanup, which we call a life review. So do your life review and find your new life pattern, and let's ride this wave together. I'm wishing you to love and light from my heart to yours.